I bought a Triumph Bonneville, a Royal Enfield Interceptor, and a Moto Guzzi V7 with my own money, and we're gonna figure out which of these motorcycles is the best mid-size retro motorcycle for me, and that's the one that I'll be keeping. I started buying these motorcycles a few months ago, and I've been living with all three for a while now, and over the next few videos, there are three things that I really wanna find out. 1. Does a Triumph Bonneville deserve its spot as the top dog that comes to mind when you think of retro motorcycles? 2. Has Royal Enfield stepped up its game enough to even be, to make me a fan and even be in the same league as these two European legends behind me? 3. Can I learn to, as a guy who rides rain or shine, live with and even love the very quirky, very Italian Moto Guzzi V7 as my daily rider? And there is one catch to all of this. My original plan was to buy all three of these motorcycles brand new. In a perfect world, I'd totally be able to, but it turns out in reality where I live, after freight, PDI, licensing, whatever other dealer fees, taxes, that would have cost me $29,000, and that just was not gonna happen. Like the Bonneville and the V7 alone would have been $10,500 out the door, taxes in each. Even the cheapest Interceptor 650 I could find, out the door, taxes in, where I live, was gonna be $8,000 brand new. But none of these motorcycles are particularly cutting edge. None of them are considered like among the latest and greatest that motorcycling has to offer us. So at prices like these in this kind of economy, do you actually have to buy any of these motorcycles brand new? Or can you have just as much fun buying a used one? So me personally, I decided to give myself a budget. My plan was I was gonna buy all three for basically the price of one of these bikes brand new. So I've given myself a max budget, $3,650 per motorcycle, and I have spent literally easily over a dozen hours driving all over the place, trying to get the absolute best deal that I could. And I think you guys are really gonna like the three bikes that I bought. I will show them to you in just one second. Basically, over the next few videos, I'll be letting you know my thoughts on each of these bikes, as well as certain problems and weird little things I've discovered about each one of them along the way. Once I'm pretty sure which of the three bikes I like the least, I'll be selling that one. Then we'll be down to two bikes. And if I lose money, I lose money. If I make money, we will take some of the profits, or all the profits, depends on what we get left over, and we will put that into parts and upgrades for whichever two bikes are remaining. Kind of like a playoff bracket. So at that point, you're gonna wanna make sure that you stay subscribed, because I'll test each one out some more after the last upgrades, and then we'll crown one winner, which will be our best mid-size retro motorcycle competition for me. Okay, now let's look at our competitors. The youngest is a 2019 Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. It has 300 miles on it. I bought it for $3,650, which is 100% of my budget, which means there is no budget left for doing any upgrades or any changes to this bike whatsoever. But basically, I got a brand new motorcycle for $3,650, a brand new 3-year-old motorcycle anyway. So as long as all the YouTubers who say what a great bike this is aren't wrong and aren't lying, this seems like a really great deal. Next, we have a 2010 Triumph Bonneville. It's the base model, it has 9,000 miles on it. I got it for $3,400. It's the oldest of the three motorcycles, but at least it's still fuel injected. Now, it is a little bit different from most Bonnevilles because it has 17-inch factory mag wheels instead of 19-inch laced spoke wheels. In my last video, I talked about why this could make a huge improvement in how this Bonneville handles versus other ones, and that could be a difference maker in this competition. Go check out that video if you're interested in how wheel sizes work and why smaller wheels make a big difference. I'll link to it somewhere up here. And lastly, we have a 2013 Moto Guzzi V7. It has 8,000 miles. I bought this thing for $2,000. That's it, just $2,000. Now, the bad news is that this motorcycle, I have a suspicion, may have been a police theft recovery, but I'm not sure. It was repainted very poorly, which is what makes me kind of suspicious. But the good news is that because I got the Moto Guzzi for so cheap, I have $1,700 left in my budget to spend on fixing anything that might need fixing and on improving this motorcycle. And I can, as long as there's not too much broken or wrong with it, I can do a lot with $1,700 on this bike. So that's kind of cool. So now you know all the bikes that we'll be comparing in our best mid-size retro motorcycle competition. I'm expecting this series to be about 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos long. If you're somebody who might be interested in buying any one of these three motorcycles, you're probably gonna wanna hit subscribe and check that out, because it's a good way of letting me be your guinea pig. I'll be able to tell you how one compares to the other, compares to the other, compares to the other. If you have any questions along the way, you can ask me questions and I'll try and answer those as I go. Yeah, hit subscribe if you wanna see that. but there's still one more challenge for the winning motorcycle ahead. At the end, I'm gonna take whichever of these 3 bikes behind me wins, whatever upgrades we've done to it, we're gonna be tallying up all the money we spent on it, and then we're gonna be comparing it to the 2024 model to see if the right thing to do was to buy one of these bikes and do some upgrades, or if we should just go ahead and get the brand new one. So at the end of the day, we'll see what the winner between the 3 is for best bike, and then how it compares with the brand new 2024 model. Thank you so much for watching. Ride safe, but have fun. And yeah, hit subscribe if you want to join me on this little adventure of trying to figure out which of these 3 bikes is the best mid-size retro motorcycle. Thank you. Ride safe. Peace. Bye-bye.